All right, so today we will be officially recognizing our newest group of Palmer West chiropractic interns. This pinning ceremony marks the culmination of 2.5 years of hard work, and it is the beginning of the next phase of your chiropractic education, your clinical internship. On your journey thus far, you have been preparing for this day through countless classes, studying, exams, and hours upon hours of hands-on practice. Today, we will mark your official transition from student to intern. And by the way, you all look fantastic right now. So we have had the privilege of watching all of you grow and mature through your time here at Palmer. And I remember all of you way back in third quarter, and you all seemed just so young back then. And then you worked your way forwards. And I told you back in third quarter that it would be just a blink of an eye before I'd have you again in eighth quarter Corps Clinical. And it was. It just seemed like I looked at you and I'm like, didn't I just have you guys yesterday? And it just moved so fast. And during that time in Corps Clinical, I got the privilege of working with you as you pulled together all of your clinical skills. And look at you now. You have undergone a tremendous amount of personal and professional growth and transformation, and I truly trust that you will make us proud as you enter your outpatient clinical experience. Every cohort, and by cohort I mean every group that works their way through Palmer, has a personality, and yours is a personality of go-getters. I have no doubt that you will keep all of us on our toes in clinic, and we will continue to constructively challenge you and shape you along the way. As you begin seeing patients in the clinic, you will have times where you may feel overwhelmed, maybe a little uncertain, sometimes overcome with doubt. But I want to encourage you to take ownership of your experience in the clinic, even your uncertainties, and make every effort to make the most of your time there. I want to take a moment to remind you why you're here. You are here because you have chosen to take on the responsibility of being a physician. You have chosen a career where you will be responsible for guiding your patients to optimal health. And you have chosen Palmer West to learn to become the best doctor of chiropractic that you can be. In practice, I often have patients say to me, I never knew chiropractors were as thorough as you, or treat the way you do, or care as much as you do. And every time, my response is, that's because you've never met a Palmer West chiropractor before. In the coming year, you will be building your very first chiropractic practice. And yes, you heard me right, your first one. Many of you are dreaming about what you think will be your first practice after you graduate. But in reality, your first practice begins right here in the Palmer Clinic. You will be responsible for the care of your patients. You will be promoting and growing your first practice. You'll be working with an exceptional staff that is here to support you. You will have colleagues to collaborate with, and you will be guided by your clinical mentors. It's up to you how much effort you will put into this first practice of yours, and it's up to you how much you'll get out of it. Your time here is so much more than just earning the credits necessary to graduate. It's about laying the foundation for the kind of doctor that you will become. I want to encourage you to be mindful that you are more than just a technician. You are a physician. You represent the chiropractic profession. You represent Palmer West, and I have no doubt you will represent well. I still remember my pinning ceremony, sitting right where you are now, and it was a while ago. And I remember my patients when I was a student at Palmer West. I remember vividly the lessons I learned from my clinical mentor, who was Dr. Milas, who you guys have had. I remember Dr. Snow when he was a relatively new faculty member while I was an intern. And trust me when I say, the next year of your career will be one of the most formative and memorable times in your life. You'll look back 25, 30 years later and remember every patient you had while you're here. I consider it a great privilege that we get to be a part of your journey. I'm going to invite our Dean of Academic Affairs and Senior Campus Administrator, Dr. Snow, to the podium to say a few words.
Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome everybody. It's my pleasure to be here this morning and speak with you a little bit. Not sure what I'm going to say now that Dr. Clark took all my speaking points. I guess next time we should coordinate a little better. I have it right here, 2 years after your journey, big responsibility. It's not about the credits, it's about the patients. So instead I'm going to impromptu speak a little bit and maybe share a story. And as I look out, it's making me nervous because I had many of you in first, or what, a third of you, half of you in first quarter, I remember that. First time ever taught spinal anatomy and palpation because we were struggling to find someone else. Man, did they tear me apart in my reviews. I'm not used to that. I usually get really, well, I get good reviews. But I took on something new and I was, had a regular job in addition to teaching. And so, I studied the notes and I tried to, but I'm not an anatomist. I'm, 30 years removed from my chiropractic education. And so, I would go into the classroom and I'd go in prepared and then they'd ask me a question. I'm like, oh, that's a hard question. And then I would find the answer and bring it back the next week, et cetera. But it's pressure, right? And that is not unlike the pressure that you will experience in the clinic where you're new at something and you've been trained, right? We've prepared you well. You have good skills. They have good skills. They can't practice on you yet. Since they did, I don't want to hear about it, but they have good skills. We've prepared them really well. We haven't had the time to apply those skills. And doctor, of course, from the Latin root comes from teacher. And so as a doctor, you're a teacher. So now you guys get to be the new teacher. And you get to come in and be prepared for the patients you're going to see. And they're going to ask you the questions you've never heard before as well. Your job is to do the best you can to answer those questions for that patient. And it's a really important process. The hardest thing about being in clinical practice is not adjusting patients. That actually gets easy, and you're actually really pretty skilled at it at this juncture. You will get much, much better, but I'm constantly impressed with our interns' ability to adjust well and take good care of patients. The hard part is the communication piece. And the hardest part of the communication piece is trying to have patients understand, I should say perspective, have patients, the public understand why they should give up their time and money to come in and see you to get better. And the only way for you to start developing that skill, and it is a skill of communication, is to go out and start having the conversations. And so we have a pretty robust clinic here. Patients will come in, you will get handed patients with no effort on your part. And then you start the process from there. What I'm going to encourage you to do is take that absolutely and those experiences, but make sure that you're also developing that crucial skill of being able to communicate to patients how and why they need to be in your office. And bring some of your own patients into the clinic, because that's the hardest part. And if you wait, you have a year now, as Dr. Clark said, in your practice to develop yourself in these skills. But don't leave out that one really important skill of getting patients in the door in the first place. And then again, don't make it about the credits. I hear so many students come up to me and say, I'm done. Like, you're in the first week of 11th or 12th quarter. How can you be done? Right? In fact, you're never going to be done until you retire, and then still you probably won't be done. But, your learning and growing is ongoing. And so take advantage of that. Don't think about those minimum clinical C- requirements to get a diploma. Think about, how can I develop myself more and more as a provider so that it accelerates my success when I walk across the stage. Because that's what we want for you. So take advantage of what is a very real, robust clinical experience here. Do it for the right reasons, and make sure that you're developing your ability to communicate with patients and get them well from that perspective as well. So in the course of doing that, you're going to have some memories that you develop, some experiences that stand out and that you retain over the years. And they're not always the kind of, it's not always that you had rendered some miracle cure. It's oftentimes that you did something that wasn't expected. And it might not have been expected by you, it might not have been expected by the patient. I remember my boss from the job I worked in between undergrad and when I started chiropractic college, she came in to see me with a low back complaint, and so I treated her for her low back complaint, and I treated her full spine. And she came back for her review and update. And I said, so, tell me about your low back. How's it doing? Right? So she proceeded to tell me how the low back was feeling better. She goes, but I got to tell you, I can't believe how great my neck feels. And she said, and I said, I didn't know you had a neck complaint. She said, neither did I. But it feels so good. My headaches went away. I'm like, you had headaches? My neck's so relaxed. I feel so good. I can turn my head. So, there's all this stuff that I didn't think to ask about. I didn't probe well enough. I didn't document well enough. But it's like, oh, this is really cool, right? And it's not a big deal. It happens every day in everybody's practices. But it was poignant to me to make me remember that, we have to dig a little bit with patients, we have to follow up, and that we render results that go beyond, far beyond, oftentimes what the patient came in for. So I think, again, it all goes to that experience of making the most of the opportunity that's presented with you. So I encourage you all to do that. I hope you all have great experiences. Certainly there will be challenges along the way. I know you will overcome them. And so congratulations to you all, and best of luck in your clinic experience. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Snow. So normally, at this point in the ceremony, we would be inviting the ASG president to the podium to say a few words. But since he is becoming an intern today, Naomi Villalobos, the ASG vice president, is stepping in on his behalf. Naomi.
All right, guys, good morning. Thanks, Dr. Clark. You guys look really good today. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of your special day. I'm happy that your friends and families could make it. I'm honored to be one of the people standing up here to congratulate you on being outpatient ready. This quarter holds some of the smartest, kindest, and most resilient and disciplined individuals I've ever met. Some of you are my best friends. And it's really cool to see the leaders you guys have become on campus. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. You all set the bar around here. I remember talking to Dr. Jajari, I hoped she would be here, so I'm happy you're here, last quarter about you guys. And she just kind of said it right, like you guys are always with it, you're on it, and like everybody knows it here. Students at Palmer really look up to you guys and know how special you are. And everyone's rooting for you. So take your moment and celebrate your hard work. Celebrate your failures, celebrate your friendships and your loved ones, because they have also played such a vital role in getting you guys here. It's finally time to apply your efforts towards helping others heal and feel their best. Your desire to do so is genuine, and I have no doubt that you guys are going to be powerhouses in this field. Those white coats look really good on you guys. Congratulations on your arrival to Outpatient Clinic. I'm so proud of you guys, and I love you guys.
Before we get to the official pinning part of the ceremony, let me take this off while I'm up here. I'd like to share some final thoughts with you about the discoveries that you're going to make as you continue on your path from intern to doctor. In the coming year, you are going to discover the importance of your words and the power of your touch. You will discover how important it is to understand that your patient is a human being, not just a diagnosis to be treated. You will discover that to understand pain means understanding the patient, their values, their worries, their hopes, their dreams. You will discover that empathy and human connection is critical to healing. And mostly, you will discover that being a chiropractor is a calling, not a glorified profession. It's a commitment made between you and your patients to oversee their care personally and with excellence. It means a lifetime of learning and wanting to learn. It means exposure to human emotions at their worst and at their best. And all the while, it's that humbling privilege of caring for your patients. And I also want to say, you guys, in the coming year here at Palmer, you will be caught off guard by how much you grow to love your patients, how hard it will be to say goodbye to them when you graduate. And you'll be surprised how much they love you back. That's something that it's very hard to teach until you experience it. With that said, it has come the time for the presentation of your pins, which will symbolize officially your transition from student to intern. Dr. Dahl Betty, who is our West Campus Director of Clinics, will read your names, and when your name is called, please come forward. This is a really rough teamwork going on. There we go.
Congratulations, everybody. Welcome. Nicholas Ashley.
Undo it, girl.
I'm in my power suit.
Paige Becker. Simran Bhatia.
I would be 6 foot. You're not kidding.
Okay. Where's the cheer routine?
You guys
guys all missed out on the hugs. We started something now. I know.
She's gonna spell really good.
That's my bad.
Okay, I know that
Omar got me.
You get your very own. We'll save that.
You?
Get that tie.
We got all four.
Edmund Lynn.
I've never seen her in my life.
Get in there.
Okay, Philippines.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
For the culture.
No names.
I'm gonna do my hand thing now.
Not that.
There you go. Oh, geez, sorry. Yes, good.
You were surrounded, he was not here today, but yet he is. Christopher Whalen.
Let's go!
Free Willy!
Yeah. I know. It's you, look. Go back up there. Yes.
Officially hugged most of you in the clinic. I feel like I need to do makeup hugs for all of those afterwards. But I would like to officially welcome the newest group of Palmer West interns. One year from today, we will be welcoming the newest group of Palmer West doctors. That year is going to be amazing. You guys have already set a high bar. Looking forward to having you guys in clinic. You guys are great.
pinning ceremony. Now you guys get to get the mugs.